Now that you have your character created and a firm grasp of the core mechanics, you're ready to play some Daggerheart. But before you settle in at your table, we're going to walk you through some player best practices that can help you get the most out of Daggerheart in today's Get Your Sheet Together. First, embrace danger. Your character's journey can go in so many directions, but one thing is certain in Daggerheart: danger is everywhere. Deadly traps, terrifying monsters, enemies who never skip leg day, you name it. Your character will face impossible choices and sudden calamities, and at times it may seem like all hope is lost. And you know what? That's awesome! Playing it safe all the time, overthinking every move? That's how an epic immersive adventure turns into a tax audit. Daggerheart shines when players make big, bold choices and allow their characters to play the hero. Sometimes having your character make dangerous choices can be the best thing for the scene. Remember, you are not your character. It's okay if your character makes bad decisions or endures a spectacular failure. In fact, failure is one of the most important parts of telling a good story. Think about The Empire Strikes Back. Would it be as good if Luke strutted into Cloud City and mopped the floor with Vader? No, absolutely not. So take risks, dive into danger, and trust your GM and fellow players to support you. For players, there are no wrong choices in Daggerheart, but choosing to embrace danger will always lead to a satisfying outcome. Use your resources. Hope is kind of like your bread and butter in Daggerheart, and since you're likely to earn hope with every other action roll, you should be spending it often. You won't get a prize for hoarding the most hope. And don't sleep on those hope features. Every class has one. They cost 3 hope, and they're often game changers. In addition to hope, stress and armor are additional resources you can and should take advantage of. Stress isn't always a bad thing. It's also the key to many class and domain features. And armor keeps you from taking too much damage. If you're the kind of player who loves diving into your mechanics, you can easily make a meal out of managing these resources, allowing you to get the most from your character build. Next, tell the story. The GM isn't the only one spinning the tale. You're all in this together. Got a cool detail to add to the sailboat you're on? Throw it out there. Want your character to have a dramatic emotional arc with your best friend's cousin's stepfather? Talk to your GM and go for it. There isn't a lot of passive participation in Daggerheart, especially in combat, because you can jump in at any time. Always practice active listening and be ready to support your party to move the fiction forward. If you're ever unsure about where to take your character's story, think about what themes excite you and bring them to life through your character's choices. And when those big emotional beats hit, lean in. Let your character struggle, grow, and chase their goals like the protagonist in a story because, well, that's what they are. And this brings us to our last player best practice in Daggerheart. Discover your character. If you're sitting down to play Daggerheart and all you have is a character sheet and no idea of what or who this character is, guess what? You lose Daggerheart and you have to go home. Get your sheet. Kidding. Can you imagine? But in truth, that's actually right as rain in Daggerheart, because the real magic always happens in the game. As the story unfolds through player choices and dice rolls, you'll slowly discover new layers to your character. Their fears, their feelings about their family, or their oddly specific hatred of golf hats. Don't ask. When the GM throws out a question about your character's past, don't panic. You can make something up on the spot or workshop it with the group. Use the game's fiction to shape your character naturally, letting their experiences and choices define who they are. And on the flip side, if you sit down with a 12-page backstory and a laundry list of narrative beats you want your GM to hit, consider leaving room for the emerging story and fellow player choices to shape your character as well. The characters, dice rolls, and collaborative storytelling might take you in directions you never expected. Know what you want, but hold on to it gently. So don't stress out about getting it right from the start. The best stories aren't written in a day. They're slowly discovered one moment at a time. Now that you have the gist of Daggerheart's player best practices, go put them to use. If you want more details on this topic, check out page 108 of the Daggerheart Core Rulebook. And for more information on Daggerheart overall, check out daggerheart.com.
Get your sheet together.